Okay, so today we're not just gonna talk about customer service, we're gonna architect it. We're gonna build a strategy that's not just good, but brilliant. Something that's crystal clear and frankly unbreakable. So yeah, let's dive right in.
So, why do so many customer service strategies just fail to deliver? I mean, it's a question a ton of leaders ask, right? You pour money into training, you write up these perfect scripts, you set all the right goals, but somehow the results just don't match the effort. It all feels kind of disjointed, and you end up with frustrated customers and frustrated employees. So what's the missing piece here?
Well, what is that missing piece? Look, the source material for this whole explainer, it's incredibly clear on this. The single biggest reason for failure, and, on the flip side, the most critical key to success, it isn't some fancy new tool or some clever tactic. Nope. It all comes down to commitment right from the very top.
And I really want you to notice the language here. It's not soft. It doesn't say this helps with success, it says it ensures it. That's a huge difference. So before we even start talking about frameworks or action plans, this commitment from leadership has to be completely locked in. It's the absolute non-negotiable foundation for everything else we're about to build.
Okay, so once that foundation of leadership support is rock solid, then we can start building on it. And we're gonna use our core concept for today, the customer service diamond. Just think of it like a framework, one that brings 4 really critical elements into perfect alignment. It creates a structure that's not just strong, but is also just brilliant in its clarity. And here they are, the 4 facets we're gonna build our success around: vision, objectives, values, and strategies. Now, each one is important on its own, for sure, but as you're about to see, their real power, well, that comes from how they all connect and reinforce each other.
All right, let's get into it and start examining these facets one by one. We're gonna start with the big one, the one that really guides everything else.
All right, first up, vision. And please, don't think of this as just some corporate statement that gets printed on a poster and stuck on a wall. No, this is so much more than that. It's the North Star for your entire operation. A really powerful vision isn't just a sentence, it's a story. A story your team can tell themselves every single day.
So what it does is it defines that ultimate experience you're aiming for. It answers that really fundamental question: what do we want our service to feel like for the customer? This is the aspirational, emotional heart of your whole strategy. It's the why that gives real purpose to everyone's daily work.
Okay, so if the vision is your destination, your North Star, how do you actually know if you're on the right path to get there? Well, that's where our second facet comes in: objectives. You could say if the vision is the why, then the objectives are the what. They're the measurable proof that you're actually making progress.
Yeah, objectives are what make that big, lofty vision totally tangible. These are the specific, measurable goals that tell you if you're on track. We're talking things like improving customer satisfaction scores by 10% or reducing average wait times. They literally transform the dream of the vision into a trackable, manageable reality.
Okay, moving on to the third facet, and this one really sits right at the heart of the diamond: your values. These are your non-negotiables. They are the core beliefs that are meant to guide every single action your team takes, no exceptions.
So values answer that super critical question: how are we going to behave while we're chasing our vision? See, this isn't about what you do, it's about how you do it. These are the principles that inform every single email, every phone call, every interaction, ensuring there's absolute consistency and integrity in everything.
And that brings us to our final and maybe most action-oriented facet: strategies. So think about it this way. If the vision is the destination and the objectives are the milestones along the way, then your strategies, well, they're the actual roadmap that gets you there. Yep, these are the concrete plans. We're talking about the specific initiatives, the tools you'll use, the processes you're going to implement to actually hit your objectives. This is where the vision, the objectives, and the values all get translated into a tangible, executable blueprint for action.
All right, so we've looked at all 4 facets individually. Now comes the fun part. Let's put them all together and see the incredible strength of this unified diamond structure. So let's just do a quick recap of how this all locks together, right? You've got your vision, that's your North Star, what you aspire to be. Then you have the objectives. Those are the measurable milestones that get you closer to that vision. Underpinning everything are your values, the foundational principles for every single action. And finally, you have your strategies. That's the practical blueprint, the how-to guide for achieving your objectives. And this right here, this is probably the most crucial point of the entire thing.
These are not four separate pillars that you can just work on in isolation. No way. They are interconnected facets of a single diamond. Think about it. A weakness in any one of them compromises the entire structure. A strategy without a vision, that's just aimless busywork. A vision without objectives, that's just a daydream. And honestly, none of it holds together without strong values guiding everyone's behavior. They all have to be perfectly aligned, working together to create that truly unbreakable structure.
So I'm going to leave you with a question to really think about. Take a good, hard look at your own team, your own organization. Is your customer service strategy actually clear, strong, and multifaceted? I mean, is it really built on a diamond? Are you maybe realizing it's missing a critical facet?